Hello everyone and welcome back to Jacklet Educational Channel. So this is the time to discuss the questions which came in the weekly Enviro quiz contest which was conducted on 30th of August 2021. Yes, this weekly quiz is conducted every week on Monday on this platform to practice ourselves for the environmental science entrances and to know something about our environment. So today also we are going to announce the name of the top performer of the month. So stay tuned to know the name of the top performer. So before that, let's discuss the questions first. Those who don't know the rules for participating in this quiz contest, you can pause the video and go through all these rules. So this quiz is conducted every week on Monday. Let me remind you again. So let's discuss one by one. So the first question was, the given image shows what thing? So and the correct option will be option number C. Yes, it shows the biomagnification process in which here you can see mercury is coming from the coal plants and other forms and it is dissolved in the water. Then the small krills are taking up, and as it moves from one trophic level to the higher trophic level, that is the higher fishes, then its level increases. As you can see, the mercury level increases from one trophic level to another. It shows the biomagnification process, that is the increase in the concentration of any pollutant or elements from one trophic level to another. Let's move to the second question. The second question was, which cloud type look like breaking waves in the ocean? And here correct option among the four will be option number C. Yes, Kelvin Helmholtz cloud type looks like the breaking waves in the ocean, as you can see in this picture, and here are breaks as if in the ocean, so that it is called as the breaking waves in the ocean, that is Kelvin Helmholtz cloud. And these clouds, when they are formed when there is a difference in the wind speed or direction between two wind currents in the atmosphere. So ये जो केल्विन हेल्महोल्ट्ज क्लाउड्स है, ये कब मिलते हैं? ये तभी फॉर्म होते हैं जबकि डिफरेंस पाया जाता है विंड स्पीड या फिर विंड डायरेक्शन में बिटवीन टू विंड करेंट्स इन द एटमॉस्फेयर. And a detailed video is already in our channel. You can go through that. That is the cloud types and their classification. That will be very, very important. Let's move to the third question. The third question was, dash is the study of climate records from hundreds to millions of years ago. And here, those who know the meaning of paleo is old or ancient, they can correctly answer this. So the correct option will be option number A. Paleoclimatology is the study of climate. So here climatology, climate study from the records of 100 to millions of years ago. Let's move to the fourth question. The fourth question is from the point and non-point source of pollution, which is one of the very important concept in the pollution chapter. And here the question was, which is not a non-point source of solution. So you can understand this question is asking which is not a non-point source of pollution. That means not cancel. It is asking which is a point source of pollution. And here the correct option will be option number A. Municipal wastewater treatment plants are the example of point source of pollution, but runoff from the chemicals from the crop plants, they are the non-point source of pollution. So आइए जानते हैं किस तरह non-point and point source of pollution. So the thing is, major thing is that the source of pollution which we can say that yes, from this point the pollution is created. So जहाँ से हमें पता चलता है कौन सा origin है pollution का, उसे हम कहेंगे point source of pollution. As you can see in this picture, so this is the pipe which is taken from the municipal sewage after treatment and then it is released in the water body. So you can say that this point is the source of pollution. But here in case of, in the right hand side, you can see this is the image of a cropland. When the chemicals are washed off by the rainwater or by the irrigation water, then this is an example of non-point source of pollution. Why? Because we cannot infer that these water are coming from which crop areas, what are the chemicals coming from the left hand side, what are the chemicals coming from the right hand side, because they all are intermixed. So we cannot say that which is the source of this pollution, that is the chemicals coming from the cropland. So I hope you are able to understand this. जहाँ पे हमें point मिलता है pollution का source का, that is point source of pollution. Where we cannot determine the point of pollution, the source, then that will be called as the non-point source of pollution. Let's move to the next question. The next question was, which soils are reddish, that is the reddish in color. They are clay rich and acidic soils characterized by humus rich surface horizon. So in this question, I'll wait for certain seconds to think And here, I hope you have got the answer. The answer will be altisols are the kind of soils which are reddish, clay rich and acidic soils characterized by the surface horizon rich in high humus content. And it is one of the frequently asked questions, the types of soils and their characterization, the description. So I have provided this table here so that it will be easier for you to know, and I will tell the important points. Kindly note down, very important. Starting with the histosols. So histosols are also called as tissue or organic soils. Next is entisols. So entisols, their origin is from the recent soils without pedogenic developed horizons. Pedogenesis, that is the development of soil. So these are the recent soil, that is entisols. Next is inceptisols, which are the beginning of the soil, the development of soil horizon. Next is the endisols. Endisols are the soils kind which are high in volcanic ash content. Very important. Endisols, high in volcanic ash content. Aridy soil coming from the word arid region means water deficient, so they are dried soil for more than 6 months of the year, aridy soils. Next are the molly soils are the soft soils, organic rich surface horizons. Next is vertisols are turn self-swallowing clays, so it is the peculiar term given. Turn self-swallowing clays are called as vertisols. Next, coming to the alphy salts. So alphy, the word alphy means aluminium and ferrous, that is they are having the iron and aluminium content and the clay into the B horizon, that is alphy salts. Next is spodosols. Spodosols are wood ash, they are having the wood ash, they are gray color in the E horizon. Next, altisols, which we have discussed, which is in the question, highly leached, clay content and acidic soil. Next is oxysols. This question has also asked in the UGC NET exam and in any other environmental science examination. So oxysols are very highly oxidized. So oxidized, that's mean it is telling oxysols throughout the profile the oxygen concentration is more. That's why it is called as oxidized soil or oxysols. I hope you are able to note down this. Let's move to the next question. The next question was very easy, I hope. Nagarhole National Park is located in which of the following states? And the correct option will be it is located in Karnataka. Let's move to the seventh question. Seventh question was a disease that becomes unusually widespread and even global in its reach is referred to as what? So most of you were confused between epidemic and pandemic, but here the correct option will be option number B, pandemic. So there is a slight difference in between epidemic and pandemic, we will know. So an epidemic is a disease that affects a large number of people within a community, population or region. But a pandemic is a type of epidemic that is widespread over countries or continents or globally. So यहाँ पे एपिडेमिक जो है एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन, कम्युनिटी, पॉपुलेशन में जो डिजीज स्प्रेड होता है उसे कहते हैं एपिडेमिक. बट इफ इट इज गोइंग, वो जब स्प्रेड कर जाता है थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड, थ्रू आउट डिफरेंट कंट्रीज एंड कॉन्टिनेंट्स सच एज दिस COVID-19, then it will be called as pandemic. Let's move to the eighth question. The eighth question was the Rontgen, that is having the symbol R, is a legacy unit to measure which of the following? And here this Rontgen with symbol R is unit to measure the radiation exposure. Yes, more specifically ये एक ऐसा unit है to measure the exposure of X-rays and gamma rays. So you should note down it is the unit mostly used to measure the exposure of X-rays and gamma rays. चलते हैं हमारे नाइन्थ क्वेश्चन की तरफ. द नाइन्थ क्वेश्चन वाज डैश refers to the phenomenon in which the plants orient their leaves parallel to the incoming rays of light in order to minimize the excess light of absorption. And here among the four options, correct will be option number A. This is a kind of paraheliotropism. That means if the sunlight is coming in this direction, the leaves will also become parallel to it. So I'm drawing the red leaf, which is very uncommon, but for your convenient I'm drawing here. So the leaf will also orient in this direction. That means they both are parallel. So sunlight here and the leaf is also parallel. That's why the leaf will not get that much of incoming rays of light. It will not fall in order to minimize the excess light absorption. But you should know one more term which is also frequently asked, that is heliophytes, which are also called as sunstroke plants, which are adapted to the habitat with a very intensive insolation. So that means heliophytes are the plants which are known for taking larger amount of solar insolation, that is solar rays which are falling on those plants in higher amount. they are able to adapt that situation. They are sunstroke plants or heliophytes plants. Let's move to the final question. The final question was, the IUCN Red List has how many category? So it was not asking that IUCN has how many category. It was specifically telling IUCN Red List has how many category. So correct option will be option number B. It has 9 categories and they are very, very important. You should note down all these things. They are very, very frequently asked questions. So what are these 9 categories? Starting from the not evaluated is number 1. Next is data deficient, least concern, nearly threatened, vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, extinct in the wild, and extinct globally. So here you should also know that these 3 categories, that is critically endangered, and vulnerable, are the categories which are under the threatened categories. So question was also asked several times that what are the threatened categories, and you should note down they are critically endangered, and vulnerable category. So now it's time to reveal the name of the winner of this week's quiz contest. So congratulations to Alka Jain for being the top performer of this week's quiz, and other participants who have also done well are Khadija Samreen, Fatima Muhammad, Diksha Kumari, Akshay Bhardwaj, Tej Pratap Bist, Priyanka Soren, Jyoti Sobia Bande, Shabnam Kamboj, Alexio, Monica Singh and Chand Hussain. So keep up the good work, and now we will know the top performer of the month, who is Akshay Bharadwaj. So congratulations to Akshay for being the top performer of the month. So it is because of your dedication and your constant participation. And Alka Jain is also the top performer of this month, but she is not going to get the cash prize as she has already been 2 times top performer of the month in this quiz contest. So congratulations, and this is all because of your dedication and consistency. So if you also want to participate in this quiz contest, don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the notification icon to get all further updates. And yes, you can join our Telegram group for daily quizzes to improve your performance in the environmental science entrances.